It has been some years now since everyone started waiting for this DLC. The community has talked about it for a long time, people have made predictions, theories, and expectations. And today I want to give you an honest answer. I know some of you might not like what I'm about to say, but sometimes the truth is better than holding on to hope that might never arrive. Before we go deeper into this topic, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to keep making more ETS2 content like this. Also follow us on our social media platforms. All the links are in the description below. Now let us talk about the Heart of Russia DLC. For some years now, the community has been waiting for the release of this DLC. Many players expected it to come shortly after it was announced, and honestly, I was also excited about it. Russia would have been a massive expansion to the ETS2 map. The roads, the long distances, the unique landscapes, I would have loved to drive those routes. But today I want to release you from that long wait and show you a new perspective. Let me read you something. However, now Heart of Russia DLC was facing a lot of uncertainty. We asked ourselves many questions, including the obvious ones. Can we ever release the Heart of Russia DLC? Should we even finish the work? Since then, we have finally consolidated our thoughts. This statement was officially released by SCS Software regarding the Heart of Russia DLC. At the time when SCS wrote this, the DLC was already almost finished. In fact, they were around 6 to 8 weeks away from releasing the map expansion. Everything was basically ready for launch. Then something happened that changed everything. Russia invaded Ukraine and the war started. Because of this situation, SCS Software made a very difficult decision. They felt it was not the right time to release a DLC centered around Russia. For them, it was not only about business, but also about the message it could send during a very sensitive global situation. This decision was made in May 2022. Now let us fast forward to today, in 2026. During these years, ETS2 did not slow down at all. In fact, the game became even bigger and better. SCS released several major expansions, including the West Balkans DLC, the Greece DLC, and the Nordic Horizons DLC. Alongside these expansions, they also continued improving the base map with reworks like Germany, Switzerland, and now the Benelux region. And if you have played these newer expansions, you will notice something very important. The quality of ETS2 DLCs has increased massively. The roads feel more realistic, the cities are more detailed, the lighting, textures, vegetation, and landscapes are all on another level. When I drive through places like Greece or Nordic Horizons, I can honestly say the map quality is beautiful. I really enjoy those drives. So here is the reality we have to face. A DLC that was developed around 2022 would not match the current standards of ETS2 expansions in 2026. Gaming doesn't have to cost a fortune. With instant gaming, you can grab your favorite game starting from just €5. They offer a massive library from big AAA titles to underrated indie gems. Whether you play on Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation, the process is fast, safe, and reliable. Once you get your key, it's yours forever. Use the link in my description for an extra discount, and don't miss the monthly giveaway. All the links are in the description. Even if SCS decided today to release the Heart of Russia DLC exactly as it was back then, it would feel outdated compared to newer expansions. It would not match the visual quality or the design improvements that we now see in modern ETS2 DLCs. And this is why I personally believe something important. I do not think SCS will release the old Heart of Russia DLC that has been sitting on the shelf. If they ever decide to bring Russia into ETS2 in the future, they would probably need to rebuild the entire project from scratch. New textures, modern shaders, improved road networks, and higher quality cities. Everything would need to be redesigned to match the current ETS2 standards, and that would take a lot of time.
One big theme is also the Russia DLC, because it got delayed. It didn't get cancelled, in my information, but it got delayed to an unappointed date. Are there any news on a possible release?
No, probably no. Like I can tell you that your information is correct. That it's not cancelled. The project is not cancelled, but it's still on the shelf. You know, packed and kind of ready to be used. But we still don't feel that it's a good moment to release it.
Are there any conditions combined with releasing that DLC, or is it more like a personal feeling, like the war is over for a year now, so we might now can release it, or is it bounded to any conditions?
we don't have like written conditions somewhere like, hey, if this happened and that happened, that we can release it, like that we would be waiting for the conditions. To be honest, we don't dare to see that far into the future. We still don't know how the terrible war will end, when it's gonna be, how the end will look like. So we still hope and pray for the good and as soon and as quick end of the terrible war there as possible. But we don't have any internal conditions for which we would be waiting to use that DLC and release it. So.
Okay, so I think we can all agree, we hope that the war ends soon, and it's definitely going for the better then.
Yeah, absolutely.
On top of that, the geopolitical situation is still very sensitive. The war is still ongoing, and SES has already shown that they take these matters seriously. So for now, I think it is better for the community to accept the reality. Forget about the Russia DLC, at least for the moment. Instead, focus on the new expansions that are coming. ETS2 still has many regions that can be expanded, and honestly, I enjoy seeing the map grow in other directions. There are still many beautiful places in Europe that we can explore in the future. And who knows, maybe one day when the world situation is different and the technology has improved even further, SCS might revisit Russia again. But if that day comes, I would expect something completely new. Not the old DLC that was built years ago, but a modern version that truly fits the ETS2 we have today. And I think if that ever happens, you will enjoy it even more. Let me know what you think about this topic. Do you think Heart of Russia will ever release, or do you believe SES has moved on completely? I would love to hear your thoughts. And once again, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, and Discord. All the links are in the description.